We did it, folks. 121 videos over almost 2 years, and we have passed 100,000 subscribers. I want to take this chance to thank everybody in the community that has helped me along the way by engaging with the content, commenting, sharing, and also giving me constructive feedback to make them better over time. I also want to take this chance to reflect back on what I've learned along the way and what has helped me in the hope of it helping some of you in the audience as well. But first things first, let's unpack this award that I've received from YouTube together here. I don't know how much of it is visible here, but we'll go through it together. There's a letter here. I'm just going to quickly read this from the CEO of YouTube. Do you remember your first subscriber, your 100th subscriber, or your 1000th subscriber? Well, I do the first few subscribers very vividly because in the beginning you're like afraid of doing this. It's new. You're not doing it very well. You're not even sure if anyone would listen. So I remember that I was checking and being very conscious of how people would find the videos, whether commenting or subscribing. I don't know who the first subscriber is. If you're listening, please reach out to me. I want to know who you guys are. There have been folks that have been with me when I had less than 500 subscribers, less than 10,000 subscribers, and they often comment and say that we have been so long with you. I want to get to know you guys more. I'm planning to do more live Q&A sessions where we can hang out and talk to each other, know each other, collaborate in one way or another, building projects, partnering in businesses, and helping one another in our own journeys. I've been told or asked multiple times from the members of the community to open up a Discord channel, and I have held on to that idea for now because personally I don't have the bandwidth to be active and be helpful in that environment, in that chat Discord environment. But what I can do, or what I was thinking to do, is to have a monthly Q&A live with the community. So you can register for events, you can come up, submit your questions, and we can have conversations. And that way we have a more meaningful relationship, getting to know each other and helping one another better. Maybe out of that we can create some community groups or Discord servers as well. So that's something that I've been thinking about. If you have any ideas or suggestions, definitely hit me up in the comments. I'm always open for new ways to build on this community that we have had so far. So I'm going to read another paragraph here before going back to the giveaway or the give back that I have for the community. So it says, your fans may have found you while searching on YouTube, learn about you through a friend, or maybe showed up as a recommended video. No matter how they came to your channel, your audience has stayed and their numbers increased because of you and the community you have built, and also because of you guys sharing, engaging, and helping me build this content. We are proud to honor your impressive milestone of reaching 100K subscribers with the Silver Creator Award. Congratulations. Now, I've never had a goal to reach a subscriber milestone, even though it feels great and rewarding to know that 100,000 people subscribe to the channel or are finding the content helpful. I'm going to talk about this mindset of goals or outcomes in a second, but let's just open up this Silver Award. I don't know how much of it you can see here. So thank you, folks, for being with me in this journey. Without the audience, content creators really can't create content in the vacuum. So it's because of you that I continued, and it's because of you that we have hit this milestone. Now, one thing for folks who haven't subscribed to the channel, if you're learning anything from my channel or any other creator on the platform, consider subscribing to them, because that's the way to support them. Other than commenting and liking and sharing, you can also support them by subscribing to the channels. Most of the time, we're creating these contents for free. Some of my videos are sponsored, but most of them are free, and it's hard to create content independently without having this support. So one way you can give back, if you're finding any value in the content any of your creators are finding, is to actually support them and subscribing to their channel. Now, as a give back to my community, if you have been on the edge to take the Next.js course and the price was what's stopping you to take that plunge in. I have dropped the sale price to the lowest amount possible. It's 75% discount, primarily just as a thank you to give back to the community. And if you are in a country with a lower GDP or purchasing power, definitely reach out. There's an email on the page. There's a link in the description. Reach out to me and I will provide more discounts. If you're in a country where you don't have access to payment providers, again, reach out to me. We will make sure to give you access one way or another. I want to support you in your journey, and I think the Next.js course is a very good resource if you want to learn about React and Next.js or improve your skills there. We start from the ground up to more complex concepts in Next.js, and I keep iterating and updating the course. We started from Next.js 13 and the app router about a year ago. Now we have added modules and lessons for Next.js 14, and Next.js 15 is coming. I'm going to update the course to also reflect those changes. So the course is a living being thing in that I will update it as much as there is new releases and new versions. So definitely check that out. Now, with that out of the way, I want to share a personal story or personal experience and what I think has helped me a lot in the past 4 or 5 years. If you've been to the channel, on the banner it says keep going and have a bias for action. I want to share what that means to me and what's the underlying realization or mindset really there. Now, keep going and have a bias for action is just taking actions anytime you wanted to do something instead of waiting for that moment that you're ready or preparing for it or worrying about how it will turn out. Just taking actions and just doing it oftentimes is the greatest path for success. You're going to learn, you're going to fine tune, you're going to course correct as you're taking actions and as you're getting feedback from whatever it is that you're doing to then take the next best action. Now, the underlying realization or the mindset behind it is that you should stop worrying about the outcome and the result and focus on your efforts. Stop worrying about what you cannot control and worry about or focus your energy on what you can control. So your efforts oftentimes is 100% in your control. You can control that, you can affect, you can influence it, you can put in the effort. Your work showing up every day, that's in your hands. You can do that. But what comes out of it, what the result would be, it's out of everybody's hand. I don't know if you start learning web development, I don't know what you can do in a year. You don't know either. I didn't know if I start putting content out, would I reach 10K subscribers, 100K subscribers, or 1 million subscribers? I don't know. So when setting goals for anything that you would want to do in your life, whether getting into tech, learning web development, starting that side hustle, quitting your job, starting a business, I don't know, whatever that may be, instead of focusing on the outcome, on the result, which is out of your control, focus on your effort. Focus on your actions. Have a bias towards the action. And by taking actions, small steps at a time, consistently, you will compound to see greater results that you would have never imagined in the first place. Looking back in my own life and experiences, there are moments that I look back and I regret not putting in the effort and not utilizing my resources just because I was too worried about the outcome and the what ifs. What if this doesn't happen? What if I make a fool out of myself? And then I either stopped myself from doing it or making any effort altogether, or I stopped when I didn't see any results. And that's the problem or the danger when you're focusing on the outcome. A lot of things in life comes with a delayed gratification. So it doesn't, you won't see success right away. You have to put in the effort for some time before you're able to see something tangible. For a long time, when I was creating content, I wasn't seeing a tangible success from it. But then over time, over 2 years, after 100 videos, maybe you start seeing some traction, some engagement, and some success. So if you focus on the outcome, because you're not going to see any success in the beginning, you either won't believe that you can get there or you stop yourself halfway through and you quit because you don't see any tangible results. So lesson learned for me, is to stop worrying about the outcome. It's out of my hands. Whether you're competing with other people for something and you're worried that even if you try, you won't be able to get it, stop worrying about it. Put in your effort. And if you didn't get it, if it didn't happen, at least you're not going to look back and regret. You're going to look back and say, I did what I could and I didn't get it. And you would be happy with that result. Whereas if you don't do it, you would never know. You would get there and you would always look back and say, what if? And you would regret, like I did back in the days. But what changed in me was to say, hey, when I was learning web development 5-6 years ago, I didn't know how much I could accomplish in a year, whether I can get into tech or not. But instead of focusing on that, I was like, you know what? I'll focus on what I can do, and that's studying web dev for 2 hours a day. I started from an hour or 2 hours a day, and then I built on that. And after a year, I've already been capable enough to do stuff. But even if I wasn't, even if I would go down that path and just realize I'm not passionate about it or I'm not good at it or for whatever reason, but again, internally, not from an outcome-oriented perspective, I would have said, okay, I gave it a try, I gave it my best, I put in the effort, and I would have fine-tuned or course-correct my path or what I want to do next. Had I not done that, I wouldn't have known if I could accomplish, if I would find a passion in this area domain, and I would have never had this channel to begin with. So long story short, stop worrying about the outcome, focus on your efforts. Stop worrying about what you cannot control and focus your energy on what you can control. Have a bias for action and keep going. You're going to have hits, you're going to have misses, learn from them, course correct, and then just have a bias for action. Put yourself outside of your comfort zone, in your stretch zone. Put yourself in discomfort and uncomfortable positions, and then you would expand your comfort zone and you would do stuff that you would have never thought you would do to begin with. Now, one last thing I want to share before I wrap up is that when trying to now take actions, try to break these actions into smallest, simplest action that you can to be able to build that habit, to build that identity for yourself. What do I mean by this? So let's say you want to work out, you want to exercise. Instead of setting yourself up to go to the gym for 2 hours, you will go for a week, for 2 weeks, but then you're going to stop altogether. Instead, start very small. So exercise for 5 minutes, for 10 minutes, or as James Clear says in Atomic Habits, it says just put on your gym clothes and that's it for the first day. So 5 minutes, just put your clothes on. The second day, put your clothes on and get into your car. If you're going to a gym, better yet, I don't like going to the gym. I think you have to remove all the burdens, all the obstacles between you and what you want to achieve. So therefore, instead of me going to the gym, because sometimes you have to get out, it's dark, it's morning, it's night, it's cold. That's a burden. That's an obstacle between you and what you need to do. So I work out at home. So first thing in the morning when I wake up, before I lose the willpower or get tired throughout the day, I get the exercise out of the way first thing in the morning. And I do it in my house. So therefore, there's nothing between me and doing that thing. There's no obstacles. It's as easy as possible. So when you're setting up yourself for taking actions, just break them down in smallest, simplest steps and build on it over time. Don't worry about that. You can't actually do anything in 5 minutes of, I don't know, learning something or exercising. You will build on top of it over time. Just worry about getting started, worry about getting into the habit of doing it. Then after a little while, you will identify yourself with that behavior. So you're the type of a person who wakes up earlier and exercises and learns this stuff or does such and such thing, and then you will build on it. Before you know it, it becomes part of you. But the key point, the key idea here is that make the steps as small. It's through small, consistent steps that you would see compounding results. If you're having like massive steps and then quitting it altogether, you never get the chance to build that habit or make that part of your identity or your daily routines to then see the results. If you'd like me to share more of these tips that I have found, either through my personal experience or from the books that I have read, let me know down in the comments. There's a couple of books that I really like that I would really like to summarize one day on the channel, and I would probably do that. But yeah, that's a wrap for this video, folks. Again, thank you very much for being with me in this journey. reach out to me either on the email on the site if you want to get to know me more. Hit me up in the comments if you have any suggestions for the channel. And until next time, bye-bye.